Morning, gentlemen. Glad to see you all. Very nice program this morning. You play this tune as though you've never heard it before.
Hello! Get it, got it, good. Get it, got it, good. Oh, the lovely ladies. Danny Kaye. Continuity, I tells you. I'll take the ladies out. Oh, hello. My name's Chris Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos Facebook Live. I'll do a couple of things tonight, and I'm going to wrap up some of the things I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. Rudiments, harmonic parts of the evening, I tells you. And what I'm going to do tonight is talk about a few different things. Now, when I'm doing this business, I have the extra string patch tremolo. Oof. Oh, dramatic. Oh, for a dramatic week. All right. Oh, that, my friends, is a Phrygian mode that I'm talking about here. And in actual fact, it's an F-sharp Phrygian mode. Seems a little odd. F-sharp. What are you going to do with that? But what it is when you're talking about a Phrygian mode, I'm getting into the harmonic part of the evening first. Well, there they are there. Is the fact that I'm actually wanted to put some of these overlapping rudiments, things that I did with the flams and all the sundry jokes that I did with that, and the silence of the flams and all this sort of... I don't know. Anyway, there you go. So it's a F-sharp Phrygian. Now, if you think back, what is the third step of a major scale? So if it's F-sharp, what's the home key? It is the key of D. D for doggy. Hello, Pooch. How you going? Oh, he opened up his eyes. He had a little bit of a groom today. I don't know. Toto Albanese might be coming to Doggy Park soon. I want him all spruced up. Don't dry root it, mate. Don't do it. Am I allowed to say that? Otherwise it'll get very serious and dramatic. So the F-sharp Phrygian mode, but I'm going to talk about the Phrygian by itself. First, flat second, flat third, fourth, fifth, flat sixth, flat seven octave. Thank you. There you go, you see, that's what happens. Sounds very Spanish because it is. It's a very much a home, the go-to scale if you want to sound flamenco-like or rather rich in harmony. Now, when I put out the scale, first, flat second, flat third, fourth, fifth, flat sixth, flat seven octave, don't worry, I'll put it there. And what it is it's got 4 flats in it. Now, if you're taking a major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octave, And then you go to the natural minor, which is the sixth step. In modal terminology, it's the sixth. And what you have there is three flats, right? You've got a flattened third, a flattened sixth, and a flattened seven if it's just a natural minor. Okay, Stairway to Heaven, a natural minor scale. But there's more. There's the flattened second. It's a bit of a deeper minor. I've got reminiscences. I'm having a bit of a flashback to when I was a kid. Who knows the classical composer Manuel de Falla and a very famous pianist by the name of Alicia de la Roca? And I've got a vinyl in the other room there, and it's like this very Spanish concerto. And if I'm going to talk about Spanish business, why don't I talk about Miles Davis' Sketches of Spain and things like that? But I'm going to talk about a few different things. For me to get this sound and work with it, because it's got a bit of a sustain to it, you see. So. You need a threshold. And there you go. I've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again to work in this kind of business. So what happens is when you've got 1 to 10, like a phone, what you have, I've got my fingers hopefully on 5, and what we have is you've got soft, medium, and loud. And what happens is that if you think of soft like 3, piano, P, then medium, M, moderato, and then where my little rubber band is the 7, that would be loud, forte. Okay, so what's happened, there's what you've got. Now all the in-betweens, you just add an extra P or add an extra F, and what you're really doing is adding a very. So what happens is if you've got piano, soft, okay, and then you add another P, it is very soft, so it'll go down to 2. And if you have a P, 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 it goes down to 1. Okay, very, very soft. Story of my life. And what goes on then is if you go to medium, moderato, and all that sort of stuff, and then you go MP, that's a 4. If you go up to forte, and then have a M, moderato 4, that goes to 6, it's 1 down. You see, MF, you see, there you go. No jokes. Forte, double forte, FF, very loud. FFF, very, very loud. And then SFS, may the Schwartz be with you. Sforzando, bang the bloody hell out of things. Now what happens is, I've done that before, but when you're doing thresholds with triggers and these kinds of things, you will have that on your own electronic kit if you have one, where you might have a cymbal pad and you tap it lightly and it's a normal ride sound. Then you tap it a bit harder, it goes to the bell or it goes to a crash. There's a threshold. And you get into the settings, and then what happens is that you could have the bell come in on, let's say, 5, or it could be 6, or it could be even lower, 4 or 3. To suit your setting, your whatever. Now, when you're doing it with triggers, what happens is when you start doing things like that, things will come in. So if I come in very lightly, there it is, 1. You can hear it in the background. Oh. Light. See, that's what goes on. See, the accents. So what happens is when I'm dealing with accents now, I generally deal in thirds. So if I'm playing, say, normal taps in 3, my accents will be 9. So out here, roughly, give or take. And there you go. I can do it on the real thing, if you like, with the hi-hat. And then I have the hi-hat tambourine. I can do various things with that if I play lightly. Hardly. Is that a word? Jingles come in. Like splash. Could you imagine that? Ooh, my fingers. And then back to Phrygian mode, that would be flat 6 to the 5th. The 5th, you see. I'm playing with the notes of the Phrygian mode. Back to root 9. Hi-hat splash to create a bit of air. Bit of drama for a dramatic week. There it is there. Now, if I do this, I call that a reggae bass drum because what happens is you've got a normal Latin bass drum like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2, or 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, depending on how you're playing it. But what happens is if you just take out the and 1, so you go 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1. You see, when I throw it all together, with the threshold, Phrygian mode, bit of a samba-ish thing here. Thank you very much. So what happens is I'm throwing in a few things. So when I'm thinking like thresholds, when I just go, if I was to just go to normal accents, you've got your 1 to 10. Just look at your phone, you know, for your volume. And there it is there. And then what goes on is that when you start to apply that to triggers your electronic drum kit, I'm going a little bit fancy with the harmonic part and all that sort of stuff, but just get on your electronic kit and you'll hear it in spades. You see, that's really what I'm talking about. Because when you're dealing with an acoustic drum kit, you've got a drum that reacts to not only the implement you are playing it with, in this case mallets tonight, but what happens is that as you get louder or with more force, the timbre of the drum will change. Now, when you're starting to work with electronics, the electronic drum kit and stuff like that, sometimes there's, to try and get that kind of smooth curve of soft to loud, the technicians in the electric drum factory would have, say, 8 levels. That's a fairly cheap kind of thing. And you can actually sort of hear it with some of the old electronic drum kits when they first came out, you know, sort of things in the 70s and into the 80s and stuff. And then they went into 16 and then 32, so it's barely discernible. But it starts to talk, there's the old line, 64 shades of grey, you know, that kind of thing, before it became a little bit naughty. But the very first laptop computers, before they went colour, oh, this one's got 64 shades of grey, mate. That'll be $3,000 for the first laptop, about 1992. Then I saw one, wow, man, it's got 64 shades of grey. I don't... He wasn't that sleazy. No worries, Tex, I'll be back tomorrow. Feet, do your duty. See, there's a threshold there, you see. And then what happens is that if you're doing it, I'm trying to stay under the threshold. I see. That's where practice comes in. Ever heard of that? All right. And what happens is every time I go above the threshold, you get that. See, like there it is. Now I'm moving around the bass drum a little bit for accents and accentuations and things like that. And there's the underlying thing over the top. So there's a little bit of... more urgency with the hi-hat, with the tambourine going. Get it just right. I can get the up. Nearly. So I'm trying to build tension, you see. So there's a little bit of a compositional side. Now, what I'm doing, I'm really going fairly quick, but what happens is when I put the 4-camera shoot up, I'll have some little throws to different things and stuff that you can see. I might have a backdrop of some kind. We'll see how we go. And as you know, I try and do everything live these days. Now, the relationship between the notes. Why are things called a perfect fourth? Why are they called a perfect fifth? Why are they called a median? Why are they called a submedian? And with a Phrygian mode, flat second. root note. Flat second. And root note. Tension. Flat second. See, there it is there. In G. F sharp. Flat 6. Perfect 5th. Now these are split rudiments that I talked about last week. So if I'm doing it on one drum, and that's called contrapuntal, based on counterpoint. Dramatic, you see. That's what the Phrygian mode gives you. It gets a bit dramatic because it's got a couple of little things in there where when you're starting to talk about the tonic note, the supertonic, and then the mediant, and then the perfect 4th, perfect 5th, the submediant, you know, it's the leading note, all this beers in the octave, all this sort of stuff. Why am I going on about this one behind a drum kit? Bloody hell. Anyway, there you go. And but what happens is when you're doing the Phrygian mode, you've got a flat second that resolves back to the 1st in a dramatic way. You have the flat 6 that goes to the perfect 5th in a dramatic way. Oh, I'm caught up. Oh, I'm all caught. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ah, eh, oh. So I've got a rhythm here. Based on that little, I loosely call it a reggae bass drum. Loosely, very loosely actually. It doesn't really sound like that. It sounds a little bit more on the Latin side, but it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Kind of thing. Some people would call it, if I took out the double, if I just went 1, 2, giant steps, so what you take. One drop in reggae. But anyway, I'm going to go back to that because that's for another day. Now, in starting to wrap the show up, that went fast. I'm dealing with a couple of things. I'm dealing with the threshold of a ride cymbal with a mallet. I'm dealing with the threshold where some things kick in if I go over the threshold. Now, take this back to your electronic drum kit. Take it to just your normal drum set and see how what we call the timbre of your instrument changes. And the timbre means sound. It's what some people call the doctrine of sound. So it goes back to Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach. Well, he's fast asleep. Here's little Marley. He's getting his little beauty sleep there before he has a play date, hopefully with Toto Albanese. Turn 9. I'm sorry, Pat. You didn't get an invite to the little birthday party at Canberra Doggy Park. Listen to the simple. Can you hear like a curve? Changes timbre, you see, if I play it softly. Build it up. The crash comes in underneath. So what starts to happen if I hit it with a piece of wood? There's a threshold right there, you see it? There's the outlying overlap when you split flaps. Someone threw a marshmallow at me. That's a footy thing, isn't it? So I love and leave you. I hope you got something out of that. Random, but it's a little bit of it's a bit of a summary of the last few lessons. Because what it is it's all about, I'll go over it. I've got the tremolo string patches, the F-sharp Phrygian mode, which is basically the D major scale from the third step. And then I played with some of the tones of it. I had threshold 1 to 10. Reggae bass drum, that's just my name for it. And there it is. There's my show. Oh! There it is there. I hope you enjoyed it. A few different things. I hope there's a few different new little sounds. And if you know some of this stuff already, I hope I did it in a bit of a different way. I'm out of here. Oh, take care, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hey, ooh, ah, ooh, eh, ah. Now for a nice glass of